My name is Beth Eiley here for Board Game Geek TV at Gen Con 2013. I'm sitting down with Pierre Franzetti.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
And you have brought us Shafausa.
Yes.
Which there's usually about one game per convention that ends up sticking in my head, and this is going to be, I think, the name for me this year is Shafausa. It's just a fun game to say. And I have been delighted watching you set this up. This game has a lot.
Yes, it's a market simulation, and we need this different pricing, and so all the market price are different from each merchandise you have or not. So it's a simulation of economic stuff. It's really easy to understand. You have mines. Mines produce one stuff.
Here, and we'll put that where we can kind of zoom in and see a mine.
With small stuff, you can do more mines. With more mines, you have more stuff, and so on and so on. At the end, you win the game, you know. But it's more a race. You try to be first to have a silver mine or a gold mine, but your production is your motor. So you must try to make a very smart gestion of your merchandise to be able to be the first to have something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if now I go a little in the details of the game, you have mines, but you have also buildings. And buildings allowed you to change your art of making some stuff. So for example, this one double your production of stone.
Okay.
So you have a speciality which with less mine you have more stone, you know. So, and all of us play with a board, different board. There is 8 different boards in the game with a different starting setup.
I was just going to ask you if there was anything unique between the boards. So.
Yes, and all are different race of the world of Helvetia, and you have different power at the beginning of the game. So you can put in your map different mines and buildings. You have 5 cities, but the cities are not available at the first time. You must buy them.
And the cost is right there on your board, easy enough.
Right, and if you have the money or the stuff to make some buildings and some mines, you can put this one on your map.
So I'm guessing if I bought this second city here, it would open up this area in the box there. Beautiful.
Exactly. You have this little board, one per player, and that's your storage, and that's your worker. So you can have more mines as worker. If you have only 5 workers, you can only have 5 mines on your board. So you need to pay workers to work on your mines. And the storage, at the end of the turn, you cannot store anything if you don't have the storage to put the stuff in, you know. So you must manage your things and have the capacity to maintain them in your board, so you can buy something bigger at the next turn. You know?
Many things to balance at the same time.
Exactly. So you have some money, you have 7 different type of merchandise, and this merchandise, for example, gold, has already 2 different price. A buying price, so if you want to buy gold, you need 50 Shafausa dollars to take them. And if you want to sell them, because you have a lot of them, you will receive only 16.
Okay.
So it is not obligatory to have all the mine on your map. You can buy some merchandise.
Right, instead of producing it.
Exactly. That's interesting if you don't use them a lot. If you need only one, it's not necessary to make all the effort to have a new mine on your board. And that is the way of playing. So in one round you will produce and you will buy some mines or building. But what's very important, one player and one time per round you can work on the market and you can change the price of the stuff. And so you can pay to say, okay, I don't want to buy a gold mine for 50, I want to buy them at 44. And nobody can change that. And so if you have a gold mine and I have a silver mine, I will try to do it so I can have gold for less money, and your gold at the end of the game will be not so interesting as the silver, which stay at 40, you know. So it's a race because you don't know at the beginning of the game if what you do with your mines are interesting at the end of the game. And you must try to stay first to decide.
So you have to keep your things valuable, fight to keep them valuable.
Exactly. And so we have 8 different starting tiles, and we have some cards, power cards, like all in our game. You have 3 of them, but you can only use 1 per game.
Oh.
So you stay with your card in your hand. That's very different art of playing with this race. But when you use the first time one, the 2 other go in the box. And so you can play 3 times with this race, and using the 3 different cards, you never play the same again.
Right, so there's lots of avenues to vary your game from play to play, even as the same race.
Exactly. And so that's Shafausa.
How many does this play?
2 until 6 player.
And how long do you think, a middle of the road, a 4 or 5 player game might take, or?
Okay, I can answer because it's 30 minutes per player. So if
we
we play
love
together,
it when you do it per player.
that will be 1 hour. And for 6 players, 3 hours. So
right.
with 4, 2 hours.
Now, is this available for purchase now in the US?
Yes. US have received the game now.
Fantastic, and through Asmodee.
Yes.
All right, well, Pierre, thank you so much for showing us Shafausa.
Thank you. Thank you.